Like the whole thing was like black and green. Hey guys, I'm so glad you clicked on my video because I'm going to teach you something today that's potentially life-changing, that could save you a lot of money and also a lot of potential pain. So how many of you have ever had a cavity? Okay, how many of you have ever had a sore tooth? Or maybe you regularly get a sore or sensitive tooth now and again. I cannot tell you how many people I know that have had cavities filled, and then they've had metal put into their mouth, and maybe you also have cavities that were filled with metal. Okay, these things can be toxic to your body. They can cause long-term negative effects on your health. They can cause headaches and a whole host of other problems. We have to start thinking differently about our teeth, okay? Because I have learned that our teeth are actually not just this completely hard, solid enamel that we think. Our teeth are actually porous, okay? They actually have holes in them that absorb things and that excrete things. So imagine that your teeth are kind of like a hard sponge, okay? So that means all day long while you're eating, they are taking in, pulling in things from the food that you're eating. And in many cases, you're hoping that it's nutritious things that they're taking in. But if you're eating, you know, bad foods or a lot of sugar, or you're not brushing your teeth or flossing regularly, then your teeth can absorb toxins and sugar that starts to make them decay. So that's why you will get a toothache or a sensitive tooth sometimes, okay? So generally what people do when they start to feel a toothache is they will go to a dentist. Now, if you don't have dental insurance, like I don't have dental insurance, then, you know, dentists can be extremely expensive. And even if you go to one of those dental schools where you get like a really low price, you could be standing in line for hours. You could be on a waiting list for days or even weeks. So forget all of that, okay? I am not a doctor. I do not have a medical degree. And everything that I express in my videos that's health related is my personal opinion based on my personal experiences. Don't blame me if it doesn't go as planned. But I believe for most of you that you will get the same results that I have gotten. I'm gonna show you a home remedy that is not gonna cost you very much money, that you can do on a regular basis that could change the health of your teeth forever. It is called coconut oil. Now, I know all of you know what coconut oil is. You might use it to cook. You might use it on your skin when your skin gets dry. It has thousands of uses. You can also use it on your hair to make your hair softer and to nourish your hair and help it to grow. You can just use it in so many ways. It's antibacterial. So that brings me to the point of oil pulling, okay? So oil pulling, you might have heard that term, but you're not exactly sure what it is. So basically with oil pulling, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get yourself some coconut oil, and I like to get a virgin coconut oil so it's still a solid, okay? At room temperature, it's a solid. And then you wanna take a little bit of it, not too much. I would say probably about that much. And that's enough for most people. And then you're going to put it in your mouth and you're gonna begin swishing it around, okay? And I'm gonna demonstrate this in a second, but for now, I just wanna explain. When you hear the term oil pulling, I want you to think of like you're pulling this oil in and out of in between your teeth, okay? So it's like when you're sucking on something, like you might suck liquid through a straw when you were a kid and you're making that sound because you're like You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're gonna do that with this oil and keep your mouth closed and try to keep it up. You can keep it up for like 20 minutes, but I can never do it that long because it starts to mix with your saliva and then your mouth gets full and you feel the need to spit it out. So I would say try for, you know, even 5 to 10 minutes. That's why you want to get a smaller amount, because it is going to mix with your saliva and your mouth is going to start to feel full. So you're swishing it in and out of your teeth, okay? And what it's doing is it's actually pulling toxins from your gums, from deep inside the tooth, because remember, your teeth are actually porous. So it's collecting all kinds of bacteria, all kinds of stuff that is bad for your mouth. And because it's an oil, it's actually binding these things in the oil, okay? So that when you are done and you spit it out, you are actually spitting out so many toxins that were in your mouth. And in this way, you are cleansing your tooth from the inside out and from the gums out. So I'm going to demonstrate really quick here. I'm just going to put about this much in my mouth. I'm going to start swishing it around. So just like that. And you can do other things. You can multitask. You can make YouTube videos. In and out of your teeth. And it feels good. It feels like it's working. And then I just spit it out. I usually spit it in the trash can, but since I'm making this video, I'm just spitting it into a bowl for now. And then I just brush my teeth afterwards and drink some water. So this method has worked for me so awesomely. I actually have never had a cavity in my life. I don't know how that's really happened, but that's another video. But I have had, like, I feel like the onset, the pre-stages of a cavity, and I can tell because my tooth will hurt or it'll be extremely sensitive to like hot liquid or super cold liquid, and it's just uncomfortable and it can even give you a headache. So I started researching one day on what I could do at home, because you know I'm a big advocate for healing yourself and natural cures, and I stumbled across oil pulling. Now there are thousands of testimonials from people, if you do some research online, explaining how oil pulling has worked for them. And you don't have to use coconut oil. You could use flaxseed oil, olive oil even. I just think coconut oil has one of the best flavors for me, so that's why I use it. But I even read a story where this girl said her boyfriend showed her his tooth and it was like black, like the whole thing was like black and green. It was like back in his mouth. And she told him to start oil pulling, and within like 3 or 4 days the black was gone and the tooth was restored, okay? And some people might say that's impossible, that's like a miracle. Well, we are in the time of miracles, and actually it's not really a miracle. I believe it's the way that our bodies are designed. They are designed to heal themselves, and we do have all the resources we need on this earth to do that. But these things have been hijacked from certain industries to make profits off of people. Okay, so that's the reason why, you know, your dentist isn't going to tell you to go oil pull. And second of all, he or she probably doesn't even know about oil pulling, because when you go through training to be any kind of doctor on this planet, you are heavily indoctrinated with things like surgical procedures and pharmaceuticals, because those are the things that they can patent. Okay, you can't patent coconut oil because it's a naturally occurring substance. So therefore, you're only gonna make so much of it, off of it. You can't, you know, jack up the prices and make a fortune off of it. So there's that. I'm telling you, if your tooth is sore right now, go and get you some coconut oil. And I really want to strongly recommend this brand, Dr. Bronner's. Okay, he makes other products. The reason being is because a lot of coconut oil, think about it, okay, coconut oil has to be harvested from somewhere, and it's usually regions that have coconuts, these tropical regions. And it's in such demand worldwide for various uses. And unfortunately, there are people who enslave monkeys to climb the trees and pick the coconuts. And if you look this up, you can see pictures of it where they just chain these monkeys basically around their neck to like a truck, and all day long they just make these monkeys run up and down trees and get these coconuts, okay? It's extremely cruel and awful. And if the monkeys don't want to do it, sometimes they're hit and abused. So it's a very sick thing, and we need to be aware of what we're buying, where we're spending our money. So you can read all about why Dr. Bronner's coconut oil is fair and organic and sustainable. Okay, I've done some research on it, so I feel good about his coconut oil. It might be a little bit more expensive, but not really, because this entire big jar was like $19.99 at Sprouts, and it lasts me quite a while. Okay, so, and it's way cheaper than going to a dentist. And you don't want them to start drilling inside of your teeth and filling your teeth with potentially dangerous substances. Okay, so there you go, guys. I'm so happy to share with you another natural cure, and of course it's something that I've tried and tested time and time again. Anytime I feel a little bit of a soreness, I just grab my coconut oil and I start pulling once or twice a day, and by like day 3 or 4, my teeth feel completely back to normal, stronger and better than ever. I hope you enjoyed my video, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would be honored if you would. I would love to be on this journey with you. And thank you so much. Aloha.